right, everybody, welcome to Slap Son. On today's episode, we got Zak Lansing. Big shoulders, this guy. And he's hoping to put a belt on those shoulders one day. Hope you enjoy. He's a prospect right now, but he's looking for that contract, hoping to get that call. Zak Lansing, everybody. Let's go.
3, 2, 1, yeah, that's a knockout. They call me kamikaze, put you in heaven's lobby. On gas, no brakes, you can never stop me. Nah, no, you can never stop me. Yeah, cause I'm the powerslap king.
Slap Son, baby! All right, Big Zak, you ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
All right, everybody. Welcome to Slap Son. We got the man in the building, and what a fucking man. This guy is a mammoth. He's ready to take on all the super heavyweights. You feel me? I saw him in Blackburn training, and I thought, oh my God, what's going on now? Power Slap's getting serious with the people. Everybody give it up for Zak Lansing.
Nice to be here.
Dude, hey, let's talk hardcore metal. What are you into? What's going on?
So I'm really into basically hardcore, deathcore. My favorite band right now is definitely Kublai Khan. I listen to a lot of Kublai Khan. So definitely my favorite right now.
Wait, say it slower, dude. Death by what?
So like my favorite like subgenres are like deathcore, hardcore. My favorite band right now is Kublai Khan. I've seen them like 7 times. So
Gosh, are they going to that? I saw you posted about a festival. Are they going to go to that festival?
yes. Yep, so they're gonna be there. Cannibal Corpse, Lorna Shore, all the big ones.
These names are amazing. I feel like the next name's gonna be Worm Tongue. Worm Tongue's coming. Dude, how'd you get into that? Was it just a natural, oh, shit, I like this? Or was it more, did you start playing an instrument? Like, what happened?
Honestly, I've just always been into heavy music. I've always been, I've worked out my whole life and kind of went out with it. Like, goes good with workouts. I started lifting at like around 7. And that's probably about when I got into heavy music.
Yeah, that gym environment is very influential for sure. There's something about a hard, not necessarily bass, but like more like drums. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That like gets in your ear and you just want to like.
Well, there's just nothing like, you're about to hit a fucking PR and you got, a good song like queued up and it's ready. Like there's not a better feeling than.
I actually 100% agree. I like all music. I haven't been too much into like the deathcore type stuff. The hardest I probably got was probably like, you'll probably laugh, but the hardest I ever got was probably like Deftones or Metallica.
Okay, nothing wrong with that, yeah.
Yeah, little shove it when you're squatting up a rack, I love it, man. You've been lifting since you were 7.
Yeah, so growing up, I was a fat ginger kid with a stutter. And
say less.
Which is funny, I haven't stuttered on an interview yet. Blows my mind. But so I got, I watched a lot of wrestling and I saw basically, I wanted to be like Brock Lesnar. I was like as a little kid. So I really started young lifting to try to really get after it. And, pretty happy with the results at this point,
Yeah. Did you ever, so way back in the day, so I used to weigh like 250, 260, and I got, I was always into basketball. Basketball was life. Then I lived in Chicago, served an LDS mission for a couple of years. Then I came back and I discovered lifting weights and it was over. Like I still enjoyed watching basketball, you know what I mean? But it just became more of like a prima donna type sport to me. And so, dude, you probably wouldn't know looking at me, but I got into strongman for a hot minute. And yeah, dude. And that's how I actually ended up breaking my back doing this, practicing for an event. And I was out for a minute, but didn't know what to do because I didn't want to re-injure myself. So I got back in the gym, you know what I mean? And what's hard is, and I'm sure you can relate to this, is what you should do, but it's not what you want to do. So, bro, I had this battle with my weight, not because I didn't know how to work out or didn't want to get fitter. It was whenever I stepped into the gym and I saw guys like you just like throwing around weight, these bigger guys, I couldn't help myself, and I wanted to do that because it's such an addictive feeling. No?
Oh, yeah, it's 100% addictive feeling. It's funny. Like before this, like before I got into this, I was kind of like, people call me crazy, that work out 6 days a week for 2 hours. You're like a complete maniac. Like who just, people like you do that for fun. I'm like, that's like the highlight of my day,
Amen. No, it's such a like people it I hope this makes sense, bro. But like people always talk about working out, getting fit, leading a healthy lifestyle, on and on. But it's not spoken about enough, in my opinion, that it's actually fucking therapy. Like you go in there and you start, lifting all this weight, getting at just straining yourself, you get done, nothing bothers you.
Yeah, like, I'm a very intense person. Like my anxiety is absolutely ruthless. And basically, if I don't lift, I'm not sleeping. Like I'm gonna
Interesting.
be
Dude, I'm
too
pretty
wound up.
similar.
Yeah, like, I'm gonna be too wound up. Like it's, I'm happy. My gym's like a minute from my place, and my girlfriend goes and lifts with me, so everything goes good with that. That worked out good.
Yeah, that's cool, man. When you say your anxiety is bad, does the anxiety help drive you, or is that a way? Is that a way to combat it?
It drives me to complete like borderline craziness because if I don't lift, like I feel so inadequate, and then like I have such a standard for myself physically. Even if I don't meet that, like I feel like I want to rip my skin off my face. It's like borderline like psychotic. Like I have to lift.
Well, you know what's good about that is you know that about yourself. You know what makes you tick. You know what makes you not tick, and obviously, you can. I mean, just looking at you, man, you can tell it's just a part of who you are.
Oh yeah, I'll never stop lifting. Like my goal is when I'm 90, I still want to at least bench 315 for one.
I laugh about that because that is such a dude. I can have a panic attack about that as far as like getting old and way out of shape and I can't walk. Like, dude, that freaks me the fuck out. I don't want to be that guy. Yeah. And the best way to do that is to combat that is, by lifting weights.
It is. Well, I see like a lot of, I have a friend that's like 50 and he is like probably 260, 6% body fat. Like he's throwing up 405 on benches. Like, what I mean? Like that's how I want to age. I'm probably never going to be that lean, but, that's, that guy's beating aging right now.
Yeah, 100%. It's funny. My buddy of mine, he shared with me. So we're both the same age, born the same year, and so occasionally we'll share like these memes back and forth about getting older and like things from the 80s or 90s, things like that. He shot me this meme. It was like all the old. I don't know how old are you, man?
I'm 27.
27. Okay, yeah. So you got to remember, I'm an old head, so just stick with me for a minute. But he shared this meme of like sitcoms from the 80s and like the fucking 90s, and it showed the ages of the parents on those shows, and it was like 32, 34, 35, and they look dead, dude.
Well, no, I saw that same meme, and people are aging a lot better right now.
So much better. Oh, dude,
listen, life was hard back then.
Life was hard back then. Now we hit a button and ice cream shows up on my doorstep. Like it's funny, right? Because it takes something like that for you to realize, oh shit, I'm not doing so bad. And what was going on in the 80s that nobody cared? Well, let's get into it, man. Let's talk about slap. Let's do this. So I'm sure you got this question asked a lot and you're going to get it a lot more, as you're going through the circuit. But I really am 100% always intrigued how people find this ridiculous, amazing scene, this sport of power slap. How did you find it?
So, I mean, I've been a huge UFC fan my whole life. I was actually a Make-A-Wish kid. My wish was to meet Cain Velasquez. So that, like, I've been a huge UFC fan my whole life.
Whoa, wait. One, how are you a Make-A-Wish kid? Two, you met Cain?
Yeah, I met Cain. I spent a whole day with Cain. It was a whole like UFC like days. Like UFC went all out for me during all like that time and stuff.
Dude, do you mind me asking what was going on?
So I have IgA nephropathy, where it's basically my kidneys don't process protein.
And you pick weightlifting as your passion.
It worked out. It worked out. It doesn't affect me now. Happily, like everything's in like remission. I haven't had issues with my kidneys since I was probably 19. So like nothing's wrong now. I'm able to do everything. And kind of where I'm like, okay, power slap. Like this is all lining up so perfect for me right now. where I'm like, I feel as good as I've ever felt. I feel as athletic as I've ever felt, and I feel like everything's coming together. I really do.
No, that's cool. I saw shit, man. I can't remember if it was a story or a post of yours, but you just straight up said, "Hey, power slap, do you realize this is destiny?"
No, that's kind of what I mean. Is that this? I feel like this is destiny. I feel like my body's tailor made for this sport. Like I can't, you know what I mean? Like I have giant shoulders, giant traps, huge neck. I'm so flexible. I can get so
Actually,
much. I can do a full split.
what the fuck?
Yeah. Oh
No,
yeah.
you can't,
Look at my Instagram.
dude. Do we dare try now? Can you pull out the splits now?
No, not right now.
I had to ask.
I have
Man.
jeans on. I have jeans on right
Yeah,
now.
geez, okay, dude, that's crazy. So yes, you've got the build, dude, 100%. You've got the neck, you got the traps, you got the build. I totally get that. Have you had a chance to try out your defense and see how you can take the hit?
I mean, I've been kickboxing since I was 12. So I
Okay,
mean,
so
like, I know I can get I know I can get cracked. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It was funny. So like, right before that camp, I got head kicked like 2 days before I flew out. So I
you're
literally
a
got head
wild man,
kicked.
dude.
Oh, listen, I'm trying to live like a savage. I'm trying to die like a savage at the end of the day. Um, yeah. So I literally got head kicked like 2 days out, and I'd like crack my jaw back into place, and I'm like, all right, well, I feel better now. I'm gonna go get slapped.
Let me go get slapped. Well, hey, man. Okay, so sorry, I just heard that Make a Wish thing, and then Kane, and then just my mind, you know,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
just kind of
It's
blew up a little bit. So, in other words, with all that, you're feeling healthy. You've been a fan of the fight game and a part of the fight game for quite some time. It sounds like. So, when Slap came around, was it something you were already pursuing, or was it something that kind
no.
of found you?
So it found me 100%. So here's the story. So me and my barber are really close. He's a pretty he's a giant guy too, and I guess he saw Dana White in Boston at Encore, and he started chirping Dana White about how he beat up John Jones jokingly. You know, he's not beating up John Jones, let's be honest. And Dana said Power Slap's more your league, and he gave him the lady that runs its email. I don't want to say her name. I don't know if she wants that.
You're good. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
good.
so I don't want to say her name, but so he gave him her email, and next time I'm getting my haircut, he tells me the story, and I'm like, shoot me that email, because he was like, because he's like I don't want no part of it. I'm like, I want all the smoke. Send me that
Dude,
email right now. So that's actually how I was able to get that. It was
so
through
you
my
just got an
barber.
email from your barber, and then how long did it take for them to reach back out? And then did they immediately say, "Hey, we've got this training camp," or did it start off as something different?
So I want to say I emailed them. I remember I was at work during a snowstorm and I was bored out of my mind, and I'm like, I'm just gonna email them now. So I emailed them a picture of me flexing at the gym, something stupid.
Hell yeah, dude.
And yeah, so she got back, I'd say within like 3 weeks, and I thought it was fake. I thought it was fake. And she was like, hey, like, I'm basically she wants me to come to a camp and they'll pay for everything. And I'm like, yeah, like, I was really, I thought it was fake. I had to like, we get to talking a little bit more, and I'm like, no, this is like, she's dead serious about this. Okay.
Did you, when you got the email back, did you like Google her name or something to make sure, hey, is this actually real? Like,
Yeah.
how did you validate
Yeah.
it was the real deal?
Yeah. No, I Googled her name. Which I didn't have an Instagram at the time, which is funny, but so I saw that she had an Instagram, power slap and all that. So, yeah. I'm like, okay. I can't believe it was that easy.
Wow. Well, dude, I mean, you know this, but I'm sure the second they saw your photo, like just your presence is like, oh, we should at least reach out to this guy.
Yeah. I mean, from a business standpoint, I feel like I'm pretty marketable.
Yeah,
I
absolutely,
got
man.
giant, tatted up, I have a crazy story to tell too.
Yeah, man. Well, it sounds like it. I mean, health issues at a young age, it sounds like. Then you discover this passion. You know that you've got this animal in you, which feeds the passion so you can kind of stay sane. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
yeah, like I feel like the anxiety helps me so much and stuff. Like I'm waiting on this contract right now, and the second I get this contract, like I have coaches ready. We've talked over. We've looked at everything analytically. I don't know if I even said that right. I don't really care,
no, you're
but
good. Analytically is right. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, there we go. but like I'm looking at this in such a professional aspect on how serious I'm about to take this. Like all I want to do is win. All I want to do is eventually have a belt around my waist. I don't care about the money. Like I don't care anything that it takes for me to win. Like I can fund all this. Like I am ready to invest so much into this just so I can have a belt around my waist and my face on a billboard.
Dude, I
That's
love
where
the
I'm at.
honesty.
That's where I'm at with this.
Well, hey, I mean, everyone needs a driving force, and if that's yours, hell yeah, go for it.
Yeah, yeah. Like I really do believe this is destiny. I everything lined up. Like I just happened to stay in shape all these years. I just happened to train like a lunatic, and you know what I mean. I was ready. Like the second I got that email, I'm like, all right, like I'm physically still ready for this right now.
Dude, I dig it. So going through the camp and seeing some of the champs that were there and the other people helping out, was the whole experience just more and more and more validating, or was there a moment in that training where you took a beat and go, okay, do I actually want this?
Like so going in, I have pretty serious imposter syndrome. So
Okay.
going in, I thought I was gonna suck. I thought it was gonna go bad, and I was pretty scared about that. But every time in my life where I've felt like that, and I feel my back's against the wall, and I just like let it go, it works out. It works out every single time. It's because of that preparation, it's because of that effort, and you know, it, it it couldn't have gone better. It really couldn't have gone better. Like everything worked out good. I came prepared. I came knowing how to throw. Like I came knowing how to leverage my strikes. I know how to move my body. Like it worked out perfectly.
I love that, man. Were there any other super heavyweights there, or were you the only one?
We had Cannon Reed, and we actually became like pretty good friends there. So, and, we
Very
talked
cool.
about yeah, no, we talked about hey, we have to go against each other. We have to go against each other. At the end of the day, that's business. I've had to compete against a lot of my friends in my life, and I got no hard feeling towards them. And I think he might end up being one of them.
No, that's
You know,
amazing, man. It's and slap is, and saying you've already met Cannon and that kind of thing, you may already feel this, but slap so far anyway is the most different sport as far as camaraderie. Like these guys will get up there, smack the shit out of each other, and then we all go get drinks afterwards, and everyone's hanging out.
yeah.
Like it's so cool that way.
Well, it's like even like a lot of guys on the roster have been reaching out to me, talking to me a little bit, which I didn't really expect that. Like I'm not even on the roster yet. Where
But they're
I'm
still reaching out to you.
yeah, they start reaching out to me and like we're talking. I talked to Makini Manu for a little bit, which
Oh,
I
that guy's
thought that was,
cool.
yeah, great guy, honest guy, which I thought was cool because he's he's obviously a super heavyweight too, and he we talked about like movements and we talked about a lot of cool things. That's a solid cat right there too.
Yeah, man, it's real. I think everyone just knows what it is, and there's no
But I
there's
think
not a lot
people,
of. Go ahead, go ahead.
I think one thing I've noticed, especially with the coaches too, they want to see growth in the sport. And that's kind of what I'm getting a feeling from all these athletes is that they want to see the sport get bigger. So that's kind of what I'm getting from all this hospitality from everybody.
Yeah, I agree. This is what I say all the time. I don't drink Coca-Cola. Like I just don't like Coke for whatever reason. They don't give a shit. They're doing okay. And that's how I view slap in a lot of ways. Everyone in the sport wants to see it grow. Well, they literally are seeing it growing and they want to see it grow. So the camaraderie is maybe more natural than in other aspects, other sports. But yeah, I agree. I think they just want to see it grow and know that they are and will be a part of that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I think the sports ceiling is, I think, especially for the heavier divisions, it's going to be huge. Like I think super heavyweight in 5 years, it's going to be a bunch of ex NFL players. Just
Dude, I actually agree.
like just absolute. It's going to be a lot of genetic freaks in here.
No, dude, I agree. It's been fun to watch and kind of fascinating to watch too. That, in the beginning, there was a lot of guys, bro, that literally just filled out an application on their couch. And some it worked out really well. I mean, look at Anthony Blackburn. I mean, I don't want to say he was on his couch or whatever, but he kind of came out of nowhere. He wasn't like a D1 guy or anything like that. And he's killing the game, But overall, what's happened is exactly what, you and I are talking about, which is these athletes, man, these D1 guys, these ex NFL guys, these, wrestlers, whatever, they're going, wait, I can do what and make money and still be an athlete and get a, yeah, I'm in. So it's the competition is going to get fierce.
Yeah, no, I need to like get serious. I think especially something that's attractive as a bigger athlete is you have a big combat sports background. One thing I always hated was running. I don't have to put in miles on the road to do this. Like I can already do what I like.
Yeah.
And just up it. So it's definitely like a very big man friendly sport.
Yeah, dude, it's funny. I've never had anyone say that yet. That's real talk, man. You don't have to do road work. You just got to have the defense and the offense. That's it.
Yeah, well, yeah, like in like I kickbox and box, and I love that aspect, but I always hated running. I would rather not run, obviously. And now it's like I'm in the sport where I just got hit super hard. Okay, like I'm ready for that. That's tailor made for me.
Yeah, dude, I dig it, man. Well, hey, you're waiting on the contract.
Mm-hmm.
Did they give you any idea when you'll get a yes or a no, anything like that? Or is it just 100% going to be a surprise?
It's going to be a surprise. They haven't talked to anybody in the camp. There's a guy that was already signed in there. So, he already had his contract signed and everything, but they haven't talked to anybody as far as I know. I've talked to, some of the other guys from the camp and stuff. And like, they're asking me if I've heard anything. I'm like, no, I mean, they've watched a couple like my stories and stuff on Instagram. So, I mean,
okay.
Like I said, I'm waiting. I wish they'd tell me if they're going to sign me or not, just so I can like properly prepare for this.
Sure. Yeah, I wonder if I mean, I'm just spitballing now, but I wonder if they'll have like a second training camp with fewer people and so on until they see the people they're going to sign.
I was talking to Cannon actually, and we are talking like I feel like they're gonna probably maybe put us on that reality show, which
oh yeah, for like season 4.
Yeah, I'm kind of like bracing for that call because I kind of feel that's probably what's gonna happen, which I'm down. I was like, send me, I'll come.
Just bring it.
Yeah, whatever they need, man. I'm ready for this.
I dig it, dude. I dig it. Well, hey, man. I just reached out literally like a day ago, and here we are. Thank you so much for coming on. Like,
thank you.
We've got the established people, we've got the champs, but you can never steer away from the up and comers, because everyone's gonna have their day. And I appreciate you coming on, man.
Perfect. Thank you so.
And where can everyone find you on social and follow your journey?
Also, find me on Instagram at Lansing Zak. Lansing as the capital of Michigan, and Zak Z.
All right, perfect. All right, everybody. Follow this guy, watch his journey. Look, you never know what tomorrow holds, and you could have an exciting ride following this guy. So appreciate it. Let's let this thing upload. 1 sec. All right, Big Zak. Told you. Got some big shoulders on that guy. Super funny, chill dude. A lot of fun. Hope you guys had fun too. And how about you subscribe? Hit the like button. I don't know, man. Let's not forget to have a fun time this weekend or weekday, depending on when you're watching this. All right, fam.